So the way we trust life is through getting in touch with our hearts. We distrust life. That it's only the mind that distrusts life. It's only the fear-based mind which doesn't trust life. And no matter what conceptual understanding you give your mind, conceptual understandings can help to a certain degree. Coming into an understanding of life which holds the perspective that the challenges of life aren't just here to hurt and annoy us. That the challenges of life aren't just here to help us suffer purely, but that suffering, that all suffering really is here to help us evolve, to help us grow. That can be a very helpful perspective to hold. But having said that, if that's just an idea in the mind, it's not really going to give you the trust that you're longing for. Because trust can never be found in the thinking mind. Because you can have a thought going one way, oh, everything's here to help us evolve, everything's here to help us awaken, life is good. You can also have the thoughts going the other way. Everything's not here to help us. Life is shit. People are suffering all over the world. So you can't really have trust there in the mind because it will always swing in one direction and the opposite direction. Yet, when we're suffering, especially when we're in a lot of fear, we try and find trust in the mind. We try and find a perspective in the mind which can make us feel good. And that's limited. It's limited, actually. It can help to have a healthier perspective in the mind, but it's limited. The way we really start to trust life is to come out of that mind, and is to get in touch with our heart. Get in touch with our heart. Now, the thinking mind, the conditioned thinking mind, especially if you're in a lot of fear, that has been created out of distrust. By its very nature, that thinking mind is distrustful. It doesn't trust life. That's why it's going. It doesn't feel life is safe, so it's going. So like I say, we need to come out of that and we need to get in touch with what naturally trusts life, which is our heart. You bring attention down away from the head and you just place it in the heart. Now when we first come down into the heart, usually what we come across, if we've been in the mind a lot, if we've been mind-based people with a lot of fear and suffering or whatever in the mind, when we first come down into the heart and start feeling the heart, what we come across is a layer of pain. What my teacher Craig calls the emotional heart. And first we might need to meet that layer of the emotional heart. For people who've been in the mind a lot, they might not even feel this emotional layer. But I invite you to lie down on your bed or sit in meditation, and instead of placing attention in the thinking or on your breath or anywhere, you just place it in the center of your chest. And you might just feel like a micro tightening in the chest, a little bit of tightness in the chest. And you just place your attention on that. And if you stay with your attention resting on that place of tension in the heart, in the center of the chest, you might find that place of tension starts to become more obvious, starts to grow. And something within you might think, oh, I don't want to feel that, and it will want to come up to thinking again. But if you just stay with your attention in it, if you keep your attention on that layer of pain in the heart, and allow it to open, allow it to get bigger, allow it to open up within your awareness, then you might start to feel some relief there as the tension that was so dense starts to open up. And when it does start to open up, then you start to get put in touch with what my teacher Craig calls the spiritual heart, the true heart, the heart that trusts. The doorway into the heart that trusts is often through the doorway of the heart that has contracted down. The heart contracted down because it didn't trust. It needed to keep itself safe. It felt it needed to keep an eye out. It needed to protect you, so it closed down. So the way that we open that closed down heart up is just by feeling it, placing attention in it, being with it, holding it, breathing into it, loving it, meeting it consciously, lovingly. And doing this will start to put you in touch with your true heart, your real heart. And in your true heart, there is a natural trust which has nothing to do with the mind. Because really the mind cannot trust, but the heart trusts naturally. Just being in the heart, there's a sense of trust. Because you feel life as good. You feel a sense of goodness inside. Now the mind could then come up and say, yeah, but what about all the suffering in the world? Again, then you're just coming up into the mind. It will always create a story of distrust. It can always create a story of distrust. So we need to come out of the stories. And we need to live in the heart. Be in the heart. Now when you come into the heart and you start to live in the heart and you start to re-inhabit the heart and open to the heart and get to know the heart, then that also naturally puts you in touch with a felt sense of your own being and a felt sense of connection to the world around you, a felt sense of goodness in the world around you. And this is how we begin to develop trust. The other way we develop trust is by coming to know, coming to discover that place within our consciousness which can never be harmed. Coming to discover that within us which has never been harmed by any experience we've ever had. Coming to discover that deep smile inside, that smile inside that is smiling still, even now, regardless of the experiences that we've had. And coming into and knowing that that smile can never be lost. That no matter what we experience in this life, we can never lose that place inside that is always okay, that is always smiling. It can be covered, but we can never lose it. Coming to know ourselves more and more as that. As that. And then we develop a trust. We develop a trust. Even if the mind and the emotions aren't trusting, something within us does. And when we do come into that, it does help the mind, emotion-made self to settle down